Alright, so. Alright. Alright, well, first things first, so let me scoot up something out. This shit's kind of in the way a little bit, but shouldn't worry about that too much. Alright. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakathon to all my brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar. Alathon by Shem Yahshua to all my sisters, alright? This is the I.S.U.P.K Historical Truths Revealed class every Wednesday, alright? In Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we are going to touch on a very, very heavy topic. And this topic is about slavery. To show from, back then in slavery, how from back then to now, it has nothing has changed when it came to black people. And we are going to touch on the lies and the truth of what is slavery. You see what I'm saying? Because what the dictionary, not the dictionary, but what like the history books depicts of what slavery is for black, Hispanic, and Native American people is not the truth, all right? By now, you should have already seen something wrong in the history books. It came to a point now that when you read about slavery in certain books, it's damn near like you were born into slavery and you will always be in slavery, the end, in one sentence, all right? That's how books are coming about, especially if you read about slavery in Texas, in the history books in the school. These white people are making it to where they don't even speak about it at all. It's like we should forget about their slavery, but let's talk about 9/11. Let's talk about white tragedies. Let's not talk about the oppression that we put black people in for years and years and generations. All right, they're not important. That's how today in modern society in America it has came about. All right, and we are going to introduce a book called Slavery: A World History. All right, by an author named Milton Meltzer. Yeah, that's his damn name. All right. This white devil who touches on the history of what really happened in slavery and show, how it affected black people and the slave owners and the slave, all right? So, with that being said, we're going to actually touch on page 3. And let me introduce this book to you right here, all right? This is the book that everybody should get because it touches on a lot of truths, all right? So go ahead and get page 3 real quick for me out. And Officer Bright, I want you to get the dictionary version of the word slave. All right, and I want you to go on dictionary.com specifically. That's what I want. All right.
Can I use the
I'm gonna have you use both. But I want that first for a reason, okay? All right. Now, another thing, before we touch on this book, okay, let me see. What can anybody tell me about slavery? Like any prior knowledge that you have about what slavery is? Go ahead, Al.
Just from what I know, we were just, under the oppression of the white man. That's as much as I ever knew about slavery.
Okay. Anything else you can add onto, slavery, as far as what you know about it, or is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Anybody else in the room can tell me about what they know about slavery? Go ahead.
I know they took another group of peoples and forced them to build for them, put them in poor living conditions. Right. And basically made it hard to survive. Okay. And there's actually a lot of truth to what you're saying, and we are actually going to touch on that, okay? All right, so I want you to start off with page 3 and read the second paragraph. Is that page 3?
Okay.
Yep.
Right here?
Oh, it's like actually right here.
Right here?
Yep.
All right, yeah, it's called Slavery, a World History.
Slavery, a World History, page 3.
Yeah, make sure you be loud and clear for the people.
What is a slave? The dictionary defines a slave as a person held in bondage to another.
Mm-hmm.
The root of the word is a national name.
All right, start with this. Lucky, I want to bring this out too, as far as slavery. With slavery is very important in history, and slavery is something that we need. And you know, don't get me wrong. Slavery is really a very important aspect of life because it comes about whether in order to build an empire, you must have slavery incorporated into life because somebody has to be on top and somebody has to be at the bottom. Right now, Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are the ones that are at the bottom, or the so-called tail, like Deuteronomy says. The white people are the head, and we are the tail. In order to have a established empire, a kingdom, you must have slavery. You must have slaves. Now, there is a good aspect of slavery, then there is a bad one as well. See what I'm saying? We are going to touch on both, the good and the bad, when it comes to slavery. Now, it's not all bad. See what I'm saying? It's needed. Even when you look at the jobs, there's someone that's at the top and there's someone that's at the bottom. See what I'm saying? We know the difference. We know the good and the bad and the ugly when it comes to the jobs. All right? So that's a very important thing. And just read that one more time. Then we're going to get into the definition of slavery and Slav. Slav is just a slightly different word. Go ahead.
What is a slave? The dictionary defines a slave as a person held in bondage to another.
Mm-hmm.
The root of the word is a national name, Slav.
There you go.
The adaptation of Slav to slave comes from the time when the Germans supplied the slave markets of Europe with captured Slavs.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, a natural name that meant glory became perverted by chance or malice to mean servitude.
Mm-hmm.
This aspect of the history of slavery will be discussed in a later chapter. A slave, then, is a man who is the property of another. Property is something owned, land, goods, money, that to which a person has legal title, and the owner has the exclusive right to possess, enjoy, and dispose of his property.
Stop right there. So when a slave owner has a slave, what can he do with that slave? Since he possesses that slave, has ownership, has dominion over that slave, what can he do? What can a slave master do to his slaves? Go ahead.
Whatever he wants to.
Whatever he wants, give him a hand. So that's very important. See what I'm saying? So what you are going to find out is that's not the only definition of a slave. You got that out? All right, I want you to read loud and clear of dictionary.com, version of slave. All right, go ahead and read out.
Slave, a person who is the property of the wholly subject
Yeah, you said it
to
right.
another.
Mm-hmm.
A bond servant, a person entirely under the domination of someone, influence, or person.
So everybody just heard that, right? There's two different contexts of a slave. But, you know, really there's a lot more than just that. But with the first one is saying, well, look, I mean, a slave is a person who is owned by somebody else. The second one is talking about the influence, like the mentality that you will have. You know, that's something that you're influenced by, that you're enslaved to. Give me an example. What is that talking about? What does that mean? Something, you know, slave meaning like you being influenced by something, being enslaved to. I damn near just gave you the answer. It's everything out here. But give me examples of that. So to someone who does not understand the second context, before you answer, read it one more time for me out.
Slave, a person who is the property of a wholly subject to another.
That's the first one. You being owned, you being possessed entirely, wholly. Not wholly, like Holy Spirit, but entirely. Your whole body, your whole mind, your whole spirit being possessed. Go ahead.
A bondservant, a person entirely under the domination of someone, of some influence or person.
So you're being dominated, you're being influenced by something. It says something, right? Some or something. So what is that talking about? Go ahead,
I would say religion.
That's one. All right. Give me some more. That's very perfect. That's definitely number one answer. This ain't Family Feud. Go ahead.
The drug game.
There you go. What else? Go ahead.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. That's a big one. Drugs, entertainment. Like you just said, religion. These are the things that are dominating us mentally. These are the things that we are enslaved to. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that have stripped us of our morality. And I'm going to get into what morality is as we continue to read on, all right? So continue to read out.
Often the word chattel is used in connection with slavery.
That's right. That's a very important word when you're talking about slavery. Always, anytime you teach, incorporate that word into your teaching. Read that word one more time.
Often the word chattel is used in connection with slavery.
Okay, and we are going to get into what chattel means. Keep going.
Chattel means property or capital.
Property or capital. Who knows what capital is? Go ahead, Al.
Is it money?
There you go. Give them a hand. And I'm explaining. I'm gonna add on more to what you just said. Keep going.
It means livestock, to such as cattle or a slave. Slavery, like cattle, a slave can be bought, sold, hired out, exchanged, given as a gift, or inherited.
So stop right there. Is that it on that part?
Come on, but that's just the same right there.
Come, you stop right there for right now. So what is, how would you explain capital right now? You having capital. How would you explain that today?
Like the gangs who claim they run their block, or they, you know what I'm saying? They
Okay.
area.
Okay, well, I mean, no sweat. It's kind of that, but just pick it back off to what the book just said and what the brother just said. Capital is money. Capital is how you make your money. So if you were to go to a bank today, right, and the bank asks you, what is your capital? What would be your response? They're asking you a question. How would you answer that question? Go ahead.
But they're asking you how much money do you have, right?
Exactly. And how would you make your money concerning a bank if you're asking for a loan?
Right, that means you don't have any money.
Not necessarily. I'm not talking about a person who doesn't have money, but let's say you do have money, you do have capital, and they're like, what is your capital?
Like your collateral?
Okay, come, yes.
Like if you own a house or
There you go.
Or
There you
car.
go. Give them a hand. Give them a hand, 'cause that's true. That's what I was looking for. So you go into a bank and you're like, well, I want a loan for $5,000. They're like, all right, so what is your capital? How much money do you make? Where's your money? Where's your income coming from? And you're like, well, okay, I own 2 houses. All right, I own about 3 cars, and I own a business. All right, or a record deal. These are all the things that I've owned. So, I have a lot of money. All right, that sounds like a person who's living wealthy. All right, not so much rich, but wealthy. Okay, so that's an example of what capital is. All right, keep going.
4, in theory, a slave is legally not a person. In most cultures, he has had no individual rights and has enjoyed no legal protection.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop you right there. Go to page 4. All right.
Come on.
And with page 4, let me see, that's page 4 still?
Mm-hmm.
Let me step up real quick. There's a certain part that I want you to read into, all right? And, Bob, okay, cool. To possess something. Also like it. What is the effect? All right? Go ahead and get that out.
Page 4. What is the effect of a relationship of absolute domination?
Okay.
What does slavery do to the slave's personality?
Say that one more time and read louder over those heathens out.
What does slavery do to the slave's personality?
So the book is asking the question, like, what does, like the book is showing, what is the relationship between the slave and the slave master? And we are about to see and get this. Go ahead.
And to the masters. For both it is a moral disaster. It seems safe to say that a sense of one's own worth is at the root of morality.
So read that one more time. That's very, very important to understand. Read that one more time.
For both it is a moral disaster. It seems safe to say that a sense of one's own worth is at the root of morality.
So it's saying oneself what?
One's
own worth. One's own worth is at the root of morality. What is morality? Who knows what that is? Go ahead.
Like your morals.
There you go, morals.
I mean, like, you know, how you.
You're saying
how you like how you live, you know, like
okay,
like caring about yourself,
there
caring
you
about others.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Morality, how you carry yourself,
Right.
How you live your life. See what I'm saying? It's saying like between a slave master and a slave, both of their morality is at stake, meaning that both of it is on the line. Your self-esteem, how you look at yourself, your self-worth, all that is in jeopardy. And I'm gonna give an example of both. How do with slavery from back then to today, what is the actions of black people when it comes to oppression today? What is their attitude? How do they respond to the way that they live today? Go ahead.
They just get drunk and high, and they put it in the back of their mind. They refuse to acknowledge their poverty.
There you go. Come on, man. Give them that, man. There you go. That's exactly right. You see what I'm saying? Black people today do not care enough about their oppression. They don't care enough to fight against it. That's why they use drugs and alcohol to comfort their sorrows. You see what I'm saying? It's so easy to mourn, but it's so hard to fight if you don't know how to fight. That's why in the I.S.U.P.K, we have a structure. We have tools. We have ways to fight up against our oppressors and our oppression. See what I'm saying? Because we know a book called the Bible.
Right.
See what I'm saying? A book that has helped our people for generations. But we are the people that do not look to that. We look to drugs. We look to alcoholism. We look to anything that can, separate us from the thought of being in pain and poverty and stripped of, our morality. And with that, get Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Don't close the book just yet. Set it aside. All right?
What kind?
Excuse, one second. If you could, can you please try to get that together? Just ask them down people, can they just be quiet for a second? I really appreciate it, all right? And just put that trash can in the door, all right? I need them damn heathens to shut the hell up because we're teaching a good-ass topic, man. Go ahead,
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Uh-huh.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So Black, Hispanic, Native American people today in America, we are serving our enemies. All right? Read it one more time from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Therefore shall we serve thine enemies. And with the relationship of serving thine enemies, something happens to a people when they are being reigned over by another people. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which the Most High has sinned against us. These white people have conquered black people. These white people have done all type of disgusting things to us. I appreciate you out the water. All right? These white people have done a whole bunch of wicked monstrosities against the children of Israel. Now, let's talk about their morality. What do you see between a white man and a black man's relationship in America? What do you see today that's right in front of our face all day, every day? What do you see? What is the relationship? Is it good or bad? Go ahead.
It's a bad one.
And how is that so?
Because black and white people they really don't, mess around with each other.
Okay, now how do white people show themselves to black people? I'm trying to use words so I don't give you the answer. Go ahead.
I think black people and white people's relationship is like buddy-buddy. Like black people love white people.
Oh,
The
okay.
white man just steady murdering them, beating them down.
There you go.
killing them, doing all this
That's what I want to hear. Like what are white people doing to black people? They are murdering us. And those that do not understand what's going on, they're asking questions like, how can these people just kill black people like that? I mean, how can they live like that? Now read this part one more time to understand this. Read the part with the relationship between white people and black people, man. The slave and the slave master. Read that part one more time.
What is the effect of a relationship of absolute domination?
What is the effect of this relationship with the slave master owning, the slave? What is the effect? What is the result? What is the outcome? Go ahead.
What does slavery do to the slave's personality?
What does the oppression, the poverty, the want and nakedness of all things do to a slave? Let's get it. Go ahead.
And to the masters, for both it is a moral disaster.
It is a moral disaster. Keep going.
It seems safe to say that a sense of one's worth is at the root of morality.
So the morality of a white man is no compassion, no sympathy for what they do to black people. You see what I'm saying? White people are not human. They don't have anything inside them, any traits that show that they are human. They are nothing but animals and beasts. And they show that every fucking day. Salaki. They show it every time they murder us in the streets. With the police brutality. With, having some type of hate, just wanting to kill us. See what I'm saying? Like the white man loves to kill, but it's always niggas first. You see what I'm saying? Let's get them. Those are our enemies. Let's eliminate all niggas. Let's exterminate them. Let's do tests on these black people. It's just something about them, man. In the process, you're killing black people. How the hell can you make us a lab project? Black men giving us all types of diseases. That doesn't make no goddamn sense. The white man is not human. He's a goddamn walking demon on this earth. He's a cancer to us. He has no morality. And he shows that very well. He shows who he really is. And these are the same people who do not get penalized, who do not get thrown in jail, who does not get punished by their own system, so to speak. But the Most High he definitely punished these people for the wicked, wickedness for what they do to black people. See what I'm saying? What happened after Alton Sterling died in Baton Rouge? What happened in Baton Rouge a few weeks later? Anybody know? It was a so-called natural disaster that happened in that place, in that city of Baton Rouge. Go ahead.
Wasn't it a tornado?
No, close, but it definitely was a natural disaster. Okay, you got tornadoes. What else?
Flood.
There you go. That's what it was. It was a flood. It was a flood that happened in Baton Rouge, and a lot of white people lost their homes, lost their jobs, and even lost their life. See what I'm saying? It was hundreds of them. And imagine this flood hitting wealthy neighborhoods. That's not a coincidence. That's the Lord. Because he's seen something that happened. And he's seen that his people were being oppressed. And we are going to get that next, all right? Well, later on. All right, so go ahead, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
We shall serve our enemies that the Lord has sent up against us. Now you wonder, if the Most High is such a righteous God, such a just God, why did he make this happen? Why is this a prophecy in the Bible showing our history of slavery? Why are we in the condition that we are in today? It's because we left the Most High. We are those deadbeat children that decide to be fatherless. Now, without a father, we have no one to protect us. Now, everybody is waiting to harm and hurt us. That's why our morality cannot be at jeopardy anymore, cannot be at stake, cannot be at the forefront, but it has to be protected. We have to live by a moral compass. We have to live by principles, oracles, if I must say. We must live as a nation with the laws, because we are a lawless people today. And that's slavery. That's how it's always been for us. That's how it always will continue to be until we decide to make the change. We don't need no Barack Obama to help us, who has never helped us within the 8 years. And he want to call us a bunch of thugs. All presidents have said something negative about black people. And that's not a coincidence either, because they are against niggas and for white people. That's the plan. That's slavery today. Back then, it's the same. And nothing has changed within our slavery. See what I'm saying? The white man has got very creative on how to oppress niggas. And we are going to get that later on, all right? Hey, make sure that you pay attention to the time, all right? I want to make sure I cover a lot before we get out of this class. Keep going on that.
In hunger and in thirst.
In hunger and in thirst. This is the slavery. This is the self-esteem. This is where the drugs come in. This is where the alcohol that is in your ear coming from. That demon that's in your ear telling you, man, this right here, this drug, this thing right here, this entertainment, this religion is your escape from the oppression. See what I'm saying? All these things, all these wicked things is your escape out of the oppression that you are living in. And who the hell is going to judge you about it? Nobody but God. But God didn't give you this. He gave you the Bible to fix yourself. This is the meeting, the counsel that you need. This is the intervention that you need in order to fix your oppression, to fix your life that you are living in. Niggas is not in heaven. We are not in paradise. We are in want and need of all things. And that has affected our self-esteem. Tell me about the oppression of black people today. Like, show me one more time as far as how black people represent themselves in slavery. We already said drugs. We already said alcohol. What else? What else do they do to show that, you know, they are destroyed? They don't care about themselves. Go ahead.
They act a fool in public.
Ignorance. Okay. Something else. Go ahead.
They're some of them are. They're joining them.
We are definitely going to get that. There you go. That's an apocrypha. You see what I'm saying? That's definitely an apocrypha. First Maccabees 1:11, which we would definitely get into. That's perfect. That's correct. What else? I mean, I'm not hearing Proverbs 3:31. Please, somebody get that. Proverbs 3:31. All right, please get that. All right, I'm not hearing about the self-worth. I'm not hearing about how they join the other nations in relationships. He was getting there. See what I'm saying? Interracial marriages is what Black, Hispanic, and Native American men and women do because they don't care about themselves. Have you noticed every time a brother or a sister goes and joins another nation, whether it be, you know, like marriages, right? Sex-less marriage, right? Have you seen the spirit on those people? They have no compassion for their own people. They speak down on their people. It's like everything that comes out of their mouth about their own people is self-hatred. And self-hatred comes from a low self-esteem and your spirit being broken down. And that is from slavery. Them having a slave mentality of, I'm not those people. I'm this type of person. I'm this individual Black man or Black woman who are just like those individual white man and white woman. I'm great just like them, when that's not the truth. White people are the most diabolical, subtle people on the face of the earth. They are actually the animals of the fucking field. You see what I'm saying? These are the people that really prey on your soul, who will eat you alive, like the scriptures say. When I say eat you alive, I'm not, well, yeah, eat you alive, talking about eating the meat off your bones, and also eating up anything that you have. Because Black people, there was a point in time where we had a lot. And the fact that we had a lot is because we had a God who gave us everything that we needed. See what I'm saying? Like, we are the most famous people on the earth, but we are losing our flavor. We are losing our name. We lost our heritage. We lost everything that made us great because we lost our Father, the Most High, Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? And that's who we got to go back to. We can no longer be that lawless children, them deadbeat children. We can't be that. We can't be the ones that everybody look at us like they're just going to fuck up anyway. All they do is make themselves look bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's going to come a point in time where all these other nations that have took part in our slavery, they are going to see that, you know, damn, these are the people that are oppressed. See what I'm saying? I never seen the glory on these people. I never seen how blessed they really were. See what I'm saying? And they are going to respect us. That's a fact. These other nations are going to respect us, and they are going to be sorry for what they've done to us. All right? And then, what's that scripture? Let me get that real quick. I want you to read that.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Do what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor. Black people with low self-esteem, low, morality, no dignity, integrity as well. These are the people who envy their oppressor. They want to be just like them.
Right.
They hate the fact that these people are winning. I want to be just like that. I want to get that car. I want to get that, them fresh clothes. I want to get all the jewelry. I want these big houses, man. But you want to know how the white man got it? He took it. He took it with violence, with murder. And that's what black people do. They follow in the white man's footsteps. And for those that do that, they're John 8:44. You have the spirit of the white man when you decide to go up on the streets and sell drugs. When knowing damn well white people have taught black people to sell drugs. You say you ain't got no money, so you finna go make a few stains real quick. Well, just understand that your body is going to be stained by the bullets that this white man puts into you. This white devil sets up a system to where you have to sell drugs. Nobody is feeding anybody in the household. Mama can't get a job. She's sick. She can't walk. And even if she can walk and talk and move around in the house, she doesn't necessarily have a good background. She done a few things for you. She had to steal. She had to kill a few times. She had to rob and hold up banks a few times, just so she can put some food on the table for you. And after she's done doing her 15 to 20 years, now you're here, 25, 30 some years old, and she's still trying to help you out because you can't get none either, because you have to do the same thing as her and the father. And even if you got a father not in the house, it's still bad. If you got one, something is out of order in the household. It's not a home anymore. It's been broken because you live with a slave mentality. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and read that one more time.
Envy thou not the oppressor. And
what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Don't envy that white man for what he has. You can get it, but get it the most righteous and smart way. We also been set up to where you have to get a job. See what I'm saying? Like, does anybody know does anybody know how much you have to be paid as far as a job, how much you have to work in order to live in a one bedroom and live wealthy? In Minnesota, though, in Minnesota. Go ahead.
You mean like hours a week?
Yes.
It was like, I think I heard it was like 60 or something like that. 40
to 60 hours a week in order to survive. But how much is the pay rate? Minimum wage. Like, I mean, they said it's 15 in Minnesota, but really, it's not? You sure? Oh, it's like, actually, I think it's like $9. It just went up to $9. My bad. I'm tweaking. I'm thinking about New York. My bad. New York is $15 an hour minimum wage. That just came out 2.5 years ago. My bad. But in Minnesota, it's $9 or $9.25, I believe. But if you look up the statistics, right, it says that in order for you to live into a 2-bedroom and live perfectly fine and wealthy, you have to work an $18 hour job. Because, remind you, 30% or 40% of your income has to go to the bills, right? So where's the rest of the money to yourself? Where's the hours or where's the days that you have to yourself? Because all you're doing is slaving for the white man, unless you got your own business. But I haven't even touched on the business part. When a black man or black woman wants to start a business in their own neighborhoods, in their own city, towns, and states, when they go to the government to start a business, the white man doubles the prices on the buildings, on the products, on everything, just so you don't make it. You got black people coming in, that's true, that's very true. But they have to pay twice as much to get your products. You have to pay extra to the state. If you want this building, if you want, black people to come and shop at your stores. And then after a while, after a couple of years, you have to shut down because you're not making enough See what I'm saying? We want you to make a certain amount so you can pay us a certain amount. You need to make sure that you're making $5,000 to $25,000 in a week. See what I'm saying? We need to make sure that you are doing everything that you are supposed to do. But remind you that these people are the devil, and they want to keep you enslaved, and that's the system that they have today.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? People don't look at it as slavery, but that's what it is. We're trying to keep you in check. We're trying to keep you at our feet. We don't want you going anywhere else and being more successful and prospering over us. We're going to make sure that you stay at the bottom. You want to open up a business for your own people? That's great. Keisha, I'm proud of you. And Timmy over there just sitting there like, I'm finna get her ass. Watch. I'm finna get his ass. He or she thinks that they are going to be successful. Watch what I do. Well, you could definitely get your own business. I know this building costs about $2,000. You know, you want to rent out. You want to buy this store for a hair salon. No sweat. But it just went up a little bit, $4,000. Maybe roughly around $5,000 after a little tax. You see what I'm saying? So, and understand that you need, you say you want a hair salon. Make sure that you have all these products. Make sure that you have air conditioner in there. Make sure you have all these unnecessary things in your store.
Right.
And you're going to have to pay this too. It says right here, I'm supposed to pay for this, but it's really you. It just got switched. I can't seem to find the paperwork for you, but it's in there. You see what I'm saying? Like, the white man makes it to where you are not successful. He also blocks off the loans, certain loans. See what I'm saying? White people can go into a store and they can get any loan that they want. But as soon as a black man or woman goes into there, talk about they want to build something, they want to do this and do that, you're not qualified. I know you have a clean background, but you're not qualified for it. I'm sorry. All right? Go ahead and read that one more time, Mark.
Envy thou not the oppressor,
Mm-hmm.
and choose none of his ways.
So black, Hispanic, Native American men and women, do not envy the oppressor. Do not choose any of his ways either. Keep going.
For the froward is abomination to the Lord.
For the wickedness, pretty much as we're saying, for the wickedness is abomination of the Most High, right? So drop that real quick and keep going on this, because there's a point that I want to make, all right, with this. To show black people that, yes, we are still slaves. We are the descendants of the slaves. Till this day, nothing has changed. Show me a free nigga. I would love to see a free nigga, man. It would be nice to meet him. It would be nice to have a conversation and see how he became free. And even if you are so-called free, did you have to go at the same morality as the white man? Did you have to do all the wickedness that he has done to get there? Talk to the celebrities that think that they are free. Ask them about all the rape and molestation they have went through to make those millions of dollars. Ask them about their home situation. Ask them about the money that they really do not own. Go ahead,
Just like that Jay-Z song. It was like broke nigga, rich nigga.
Khan,
Still
story,
nigga, you know what I'm saying?
the story of OJ, and that's a good story, because the song with Jay-Z, the audience of that song is rich people. He's not talking about niggas that's suffering in the ghettos. He's talking about those that are in the entertainment world. That's who he's talking about. He said no matter what you are, if you're rich, we say rich nigga, poor nigga, and all that. I mean, you are still a nigga. Like don't forget who you are. You are still a black person. You are still the ones that are, suffering. That's the message of the song. And, and he was a great example of saying OJ. Because OJ is the one that forgot. And he still forgot. He's still messing with white women to this day. You see what I'm saying? I know y'all seen like 2-3 stories already since the man been out. This man partying, drinking with white women. He has not learned through his mistakes yet. How many years did that damn man spend in jail? It's like more than 20, right?
I believe
I
so.
think it was like 9 years, wasn't it?
Hell no.
That he just did for that little theft.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's no. I'm just talking about with his wife and kids or whatever. That was some years, man. Cause that's an old ass man right there. It had to be like probably 20 or more years. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead and get that out. Just keep reading where I told you to read at. Read. Nah, I need this part right here. Yeah, I need you to read at the top to possess.
To possess something, to hold property, means to have unlimited power over it. The slave is subjected to his master.
The what?
The slave is subjected to his master.
What does that mean, Brian?
That means the slave, he gonna do whatever the master tell him to do.
Right.
Or he gonna accept whatever the master pushes on him.
I'm glad that you said that. That's very important what the brother just said. Keep going.
Not just to his authority, but to the full exercise of his master's power.
There you go. That's what Bariah just said. All right? What the brother just said goes all the way to what this brother just read. Read that one more time.
The slave is subjected to his master.
The slave is bound to his master. Keep going.
Not just to his authority,
Not just to his authority,
but to the full exercise of his master's power.
What is that talking about? To the full exercise of his master's power. What is that talking about? Or what does that mean? It's not hard. Go ahead, Al.
You know, just like to the fullest extent of what the master can do to him. Like, you know, just whichever the cruelest thing, you know what I'm saying, he can do to a slave. I mean, he's subject to that.
Con, I'll give you a few examples. The movie like A Birth of a Nation, The Butler, 12 Years of a Slave. I'll give you great examples that are true in history. You know, if the white man sells a slave, well, look here, boy, look here, nigger. What I need you to do is, you know, such and such, that slave over there, she tried to kill and poison one of my men. I need you to whip her back. I need 25 to 50 lashes on her back, and do not stop. Otherwise, you and her will get the same punishment. That's what I need you to do. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Right away. You see what I'm saying? They don't, it's like, you know, that's where the morality comes in. That's where the relationship from a slave and a slave master comes from. It's like there is no compassion. There is no type of, like, what's that word about humanization? Is that the right? Like there's no, actually I know. There's no humane, you know, way of this relationship. It's nothing but wickedness coming out. It's like black people don't think about, you know, their self. Like black people don't stand up for themselves. What they do is they become suckers. They cater to the white man's feet. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
That power has always been used to compel the slave to work.
How many times has the white man compelled black people into something and it comes out to be something horrible? Is there anything out right now today that the white man uses, you know, black people for? You think about it? Go ahead. Or what are ways that the white man compels us, seduce us?
They use a lot of black Christian pastors in their campaigns.
There you go. There you go. That's a very great answer. You got more on that? He said no. No sweat. Anyone else? I'll take one more. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say money.
Money, kind. But what about money? Try to elaborate on that.
On the fact that you know, they say that you gotta have this amount of money to live good, but only thing they're worried about is just us working to build their businesses and
There you go.
houses up and stuff like that.
There you go, and that goes back into us not being able to help ourselves. If you are a black woman who has nobody in the household as far as a man, and you have a child, you have to make an income to where you are able to live in a 2-bedroom house and make sure you got all your bills paid as far as like utilities, electricity, cable if you choose, Wi-Fi, gas and water. You see what I'm saying? Even trash, all these unnecessary things. Because there was a time where we didn't have to pay for none of that. You see what I'm saying? If you are a black man, you got a wife. You see what I'm saying? And you're trying to live in a house. Your income has to be the same as if there was a black woman with a child who's independent and single. You see what I'm saying? Who has nobody to help her and who is not, being helped by the government, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? That goes all the way back to that. So the white man has to compel you. Well, you got to work. You know what I mean? A person got to work 2 damn jobs just to pay rent. Take it from a brother, a few years ago who was 18 years old, man. As soon as I graduated, a month later, I got an offer, see what I'm saying, by a family member, man. One righteous ass brother, man. Look, I will help you get a place. I want you to pay this rent. That's cool, no sweat. Even if I was offered the same opportunity from a white man, I would still have to work 2 damn jobs. How come I can't just get 1 job as if it was 2 with a good high-paying job, and I can just pay my rent and still have, still pay all my utilities and have some type of money to myself? You can't even save money for yourself. You have to really, keep checking your damn bank account. Like, who wants to live like that? Who wants to sit there and say, damn, okay, my family needs some money. I need money for a little bit of food if I can get food. If you don't have food stamps, how can I pay for this? How can I pay for that after you paid off all your responsibilities, right? Black people should not have to live like that. We shouldn't have to keep trying to save and trying to walk around eggshells to save money to make sure that we got enough. What about bus fare if you ain't got a car? If you do got a car, the gas money is very, very equivalent to bus fare, damn near. Go ahead, Op.
If black people would stop spending all their money on drugs, maybe they have a little more money in their pocket.
There you go, and I was just gonna get into that. You see what I'm saying? Like, also, we live in a time where we want to pay for the most ridiculous things ever, man. I know a sister that I used to go to high school with, and I remember she had came to my slavery, man. And, we sitting there talking as I'm working and stuff like that. And, she got her own place and stuff. And I'm just like, how's everything going? Oh, everything's fine. I still got my house and everything like that, but I'm a little late on my rent. Well, shit was going on. You got a good paying job, so to speak. You got a good paying job. Well, majority of my money goes to weed. I said, that's your problem. And that's a dumb move. You got this good paying job where it's hard to get a paying job that's high like that without going to school for it. And you gonna burn the opportunity and burn the bridges by just smoking up all that weed, huh? That's your problem. And if you lost that place, I wouldn't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? Because you're smart. You're supposed to be smarter than that. But there's something that you're hiding from. There's something that has got you compelled to go back to the weed, to spend all that money when it could be on your bills to feed your household. Be smart and wise in the decisions that you make. Go ahead.
There was some red J's that just came out. They was $319 for a pair, and they were saying that I forgot how many it was, but it was enough to start a small business.
Enough to start a small business.
Yeah.
Black people ain't thinking about that. What they're thinking about is, how will I look in them shoes?
Right.
With such and such, 1 second, with such and such, give a damn how I look. Will I be the next one to be Facebook famous or some type of model if I had these shoes on? Will I be cool? We're thinking about the wrong things, man. Go ahead, Al.
They too busy worried about when the new Yeezys is coming out than thinking about a small business.
Say it one more time, Al.
They too busy thinking about when the new Yeezys are coming out. But
Come on.
they ain't thinking about what they can do to get a small business or any business.
Exactly. Like that's why our brain and mentality is so small, and we have been so easy to be deceived because the white man knows what we like. So he uses that to get us, to catch us. To this day, back then, they used to use slaves to catch other slaves. See what I'm saying? Now, today, they're using the same slaves that are wealthy, Christians, your NFL players, your basketball players, your singers and rappers and actors and actresses. They have used these same people to come get a new generation of slaves. Oh, man, Kanye West got, some new Yeezys, man. How much the damn things cost? Like $300? I think it's like 300 or some more dollars for some damn shoes. Man, I don't give a damn about no name brand shoes, man. I see some shoes better than Yeezys. Nigga, I can get something like, I can make that online myself, less than $300, less than $150. The hell I look like spending my whole rent money on goddamn shoes, man. Are you kidding me? There's so many shoes out here that are not name brand that look better than Yeezys. It's because you are compelled. You are being sunken into the entertainment of the white man. You are so deceived. You don't think about, but what about a business, man? You got black people talking about, man, I wish I had more money, man. Nigga, it's called saving up your money and using it in a wise way. Start something. I hear all my life I heard black people say, I want to start a business. Man, I think that's really good. You should go for it. But it's always that but, and that but is never a good one. It's always, but I think I should do this though. No, that's a bad idea, man. Start a business with your people. Don't go and start a business for the white man. How's that going to help you and your family? When I say family, I'm talking about your nation. How's that going to help you? Do something that's going to benefit your people. That's why in the I.S.U.P.K, tithes is very, very important. Because that's helping the nation. In a Christian church, you will not see that goddamn money. You ask the pastor right now. My lights are getting turned off. Pastor homosexual Jamal Bryant. Pastor T.D. Snakes. Reverend Jesse Jackson. My lights are getting turned off in the next 2 weeks. And I need just about $150. I have some money, but I need about $150 more to make sure that it stays on for the next month or two. And they will also give me an extension. I just need the money. Yeah, we don't got it. We got lights and mega churches and prostitutes and, these nice home and parties so we can molest these children. I ain't got it. I just don't. And also I gotta pay for, my new jet that costs $6.4 million. I gotta pay for that. I got notes and payments on it. I just can't do it for you. But then they got these big ass mega churches, man. They got all these luxuries, but you can't help a nigga. Those are the slaves that have been compelled. And compelled slaves cannot help you in your oppression. It's like you're talking to the white man himself when you're talking to someone who is enslaved and worships his slave master. That also goes back to the topic of what, last week or two, Stockholm Syndrome? See what I'm saying? Keep reading on that because there's something else I want to touch on.
A free laborer can stop working whenever he likes.
Say that one more time.
A free laborer can stop working whenever he likes.
Oh, this shit's getting good. Keep going.
It may sometimes be at the risk of starving.
Say it one more time.
It may sometimes be at the risk of starving.
Okay.
But he can quit.
But he can quit. So who is that today? Who is, okay, first things first. Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are not free laborers. Never have and never been in history. Even your sharecroppers, they still were enslaved. They still had to give up something to white people. Even history tells you that. You see what I'm saying? There's no such thing as a free slave either. They lied to you about that with Abraham Lincoln. If you look at get a legal, what's that called? A legal dictionary, and look up the word citizen and emancipation. Understand that that's a totally different definition than what you will read in a dictionary, original dictionary. Get a legal one. Get a law dictionary. And understand the difference, and understand that you are still a slave as a citizen. You see what I'm saying? Even birth certificates. Everybody now has a birth certificate to show which slave is who is owned. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of it. Because as the times were changing, they need to make sure that they took care, not took care of, but they need to make sure that they had, a hold on their slaves. So that's where the whole birth certificate shit comes from too. All right? Now that we understand that we are the descendants of of our ancestors who are slaves and who were slaves, and which we are today. If we are not the free laborers who can quit at any time, although we may starve and although we may not, really have much income, but we can quit and nothing will affect us. Who are the free laborers in America? If it's not niggas, then who is it then? Go ahead.
Them Chinese and Africans.
There you go, man. And explain that. Explain how they are the ones that are able to say, man, to hell with this job. I'm tired of flipping burgers. I'm tired of working at this Chinese spot. I'm tired. I don't like you white people. I don't like you niggers. I don't like you, any of you, man. I don't have to work. I'm that China man that does not have to work, and I don't give a damn about this pay. But what can they do? Go ahead.
Start their own businesses.
And what else? That's good. Yeah, that's good. Definitely a great answer. What else?
Get loans.
Okay. So, where's their, I don't hear nobody talking about their source of income. They can quit on a white man today and go back to China to live, to survive, because they have income. The white girl at Starbucks can quit her job and she can go back to her family who is wealthy, who lives in Maple Grove.
Right.
She don't have to fend for herself. All she can do is make sure she's being obedient to her parents, make sure she's playing her sports, and she don't have to work a day in her life. See what I'm saying? A black man cannot do that. A black woman cannot do that. You wanna know why? Because we don't have an inheritance. We don't. We have nothing. We don't. If we had something, it would be different. That's why businesses, conversations should be sparked up about that. And it should be serious about that. We talk, I hear a lot of black people say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they don't really finish it. They may try to start it, but they don't finish it. Something always distracts them when, and it's Satan in their ear, man. nah, you should really probably do this instead, man. Man, you know, anybody want to take you serious, man. You shouldn't do that, man. See what I'm saying? Like, we have to set up something to where when something happens to us, we have something to give to our children and grandchildren. See what I'm saying? That's why we have to invest. I don't see a lot of black investors, real estate investors, real estate agents. I don't see a lot. I see a small portion. We can start some right now to where when we die in war and, you know, old age or, you know, sickness and health, man, we have something to give to our nation. That's why when black people come together like in the I.S.U.P.K, we spark up these conversations. Shit, in the I.S.U.P.K, man, we have a lot of businesses from the past up until this day. And we helped a group of our nation, a very big percentage of our people, man. And we are going to continue to do that. And every man or woman that's in the I.S.U.P.K, we are talking about what can we leave our children, man? What can we set up for our nation? So when we get to the kingdom, man, we're set, man. We're good, man. The Most High got us, man. But for those Christians, those celebrities, they will be stripped of all those financial, money. All those businesses will not come together. They will fall because the Most High is not with them. But I got some set up for a crackhead in the ghetto. I got some for an alcoholic who does not know how to get his life together. We got some set up. We got some set up for you. I won't give you alcohol and crack. I won't give you weed. I won't give you the things that hurt you, but I will help you. First, you got to get clean, and I will be the one to help you out with that. These brothers and sisters, we will help you. See what I'm saying? I will make sure I check you, chastise you, and give you the tough love that you really need so you can break away from the oppression of the white man. And your slavery will be a little bit easier. The white man's always going to be the devil. You know what I mean? He's always going to be the devil. But you won't be the white man's little bitch that he can push around and tell him to do whatever. You see what I'm saying? We are going to help each other out of this oppression. And that's with us coming together. Get Zephaniah 2:1 real quick. All right? It's 8 o'clock. I gotta get moving. Officer Abrad, can you get the word dignity definition?
Dignity?
Yeah, kind of. The water.
From the same spot, or?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I appreciate it. Because that's something also I want to touch on too. Because people don't know what that is.
Dignity.
Yep. I'm going to get into that too.
You said dignity?
Yeah.
Or dignity?
Dignity.
Okay. Cool.
No sweat. Don't worry about it. All right, you got it? I want you to go ahead and read that.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
The audience is who in the Bible? Who is the audience right now? In Zephaniah 2:1. Who is Zephaniah speaking to?
Israel.
He's talking to the children of Israel. And who is Zephaniah? Who is this man that's talking to the Israelites? Who is he himself?
Prophet.
A prophet. Oh, damn right. What else?
He's an Israelite.
He's an Israelite. This is a brother talking to all the children of Israel. He has a message, and this message comes from the Most High. Read that from the top.
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. Why? Keep going.
Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Black, Hispanic, and Native American people should gather themselves together because we are not those people that are desired.
Right.
When we come together on a good, righteous accord, we live better, we prosper better. When we out here being individuals and separating ourselves and are kissing the white man's ass, we're damned. See what I'm saying? We're in hell. See what I'm saying? Read that one more time.
Gather yourselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. What's the example of us not being desired in America? Please tell me. How are we not desired? Go ahead.
Because nobody else wants to be us.
You said BS?
Yeah, like nobody wants to be, like, they don't want to be black. Like, they see see the things we're going through, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to be them type of people. I don't want to be them people.
I mean, well, not really, because, I mean, I thought Hitler killed a bunch of Jewish people because they want to live like niggas. So you can't necessarily say that, but I do know what you're saying. But the thing is, we are oppressed, so people think black people are all ignorant and shit like that. That's not us. Give me something that we see every day, man. You got something?
I was gonna say, they don't wanna take our place as being the slave or go through what we go through.
Okay.
As the slave.
Okay, I hear you. Okay, like, all right. Who gets harassed more in a corner store? Out of all races, who gets
Right.
harassed more?
Black people.
Black people. Out of all the crackhead ass white people, out of all the alcoholics in the store, out of all people who don't abide by the rules that are of a corner store, niggas get harassed always and forever. You're stealing something. Nigga, I just only picked up an apple pie. Nigga, I want some Skittles too. Damn. Nigga, I'm right across from the register. You talking about I'm stealing. What's in your pocket? There's nothing in my pocket from the store. Can I just pay for my shit and go? I'm calling the cops. I never did a goddamn thing to you. There's so many videos out there of black people being harassed by all nations. Do y'all remember the video of the sister being harassed at the hair store by the Koreans?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great example. It came out like a year ago. Man, Commander Gen.YAHANNA went off because he's seen. This man's seen what the hell was going on. He's seen that we are not desired, and everybody else is starting to see that. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I remember that story when it came out. I was still a trooper. in school. And Commander Gen.YAHANNA was playing the video, and man, that pissed everybody off. I was at my house ready to punch my dog.
She crazy as hell. She's crazy, but I hear you though. I definitely understand, and that's the oppression that we have to see for those that are wise and have to experience that that horrible few minutes of a sister being attacked, and you want to be the one there to help and save her. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like think about the sisters who's getting molested and raped by these cops who are screaming for help, and there's nobody to help her. Go ahead, you could drop that. Go ahead and get Ecclesiastes 4:1. That brings you straight to the scripture. And I'm gonna explain that more. So black people are not free laborers. Those that have a financial income or inheritance. These are the people who have something to go back to, but black people don't. So we have to make that happen. We have to make moves. You can't be lazy about it. We have to be wise about it. We can't complain about it. We have to make something happen for our people. We are only in a slavery for a temporary time. See what I'm saying? We are only here for a small time. Like I said, the Most High is waiting on us. We talking about here, we're waiting for Jesus. We're waiting for them to come save us and give us salvation. Well, you better get the damn working with what you're doing. You just sitting there smoking weed. Christ ain't coming back for a nigga on drugs. A person who wants to pity themselves. Christ is not coming back for those who do not work. You have to work in order for us to get what is ours, this earth. The Most High gave all this to us, but it was taken away from us because we was not working. We was not doing our job. So slavery comes in. All these oppressions come in. Your people are being destroyed, and there's nothing that you can do at that moment. But you want to drink and smoke. But you want to do everything to abuse yourself, to try to forget. Remember this. Remember all the oppressions. Let this motivate you to end this. So there is no more slavery for niggas, but slavery for those who have oppressed us. After that, I want you to get Zephaniah 11:5. I'll call it out again for you, all right? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Say that one more time.
So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
So King Solomon, he came back from a place and he considered all the oppressions that were where?
Under the sun.
Under the sun. Where is under the sun? What is that talking about? He considered the oppression that were under the sun. Go ahead.
On earth.
On earth, right. There you go. The sun's at the top, the earth is at the underneath it, all right? He's seen the mothers who cry on the street as they hold their dead child who has been shot down by somebody else. They had seen, King Solomon has seen the oppression of those who has lost their daughters to suicide. I.S.U.P.K, Ashanti Davis, all these young sisters who recently just died. 10 years old, 8 years old. That's not normal. Something's wrong. Something's going on. But you want to give support and love and compassion to the white devil who looks like a goddamn Shrek. And that, who's that dude, that Hunchman? What the fuck is that character?
Hunchback of
Oh,
Notre
yeah.
Dame.
Say it again?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
What he just said. That disgusting beast, all right? We want to show love and compassion for these white devils, man. Man, you know what? Give a hand to those brothers who came out against that white boy. Man, this videos, man, that I saw brothers on Facebook, man, posted of a few brothers who spoke against this white boy, saying like, well, look here, why should we show any compassion to these white people? For one, he has a historical racist background with his father, and secondly, nobody is talking about these two sisters who hung themselves. First it was Ashanti Davis, the 10-year-old girl, Hispanic girl, who hung herself because of being bullied in school. The second one, less than a week, about 5 to 6 days later, just a couple of days ago. This sister, I.S.U.P.K, 8 years old little girl, found unresponsive, not a false post, but a low post, dead in her bedroom. Of Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. But King Solomon saw this. All right, keep going.
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter.
Black people do not
Oppressed, and they had no comforter.
Black people do not have a comforter. Nobody is out there to tell our sisters who lost their sons it's going to be all right. There's no, well, I mean, hey, I got your back, man. If there's anything that you need, just call me and help you. There's nobody out there to tell them, how life is going to be for them. To tell them that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of,
Right.
and that we need a new, better life. We need to live by a different structure and way of life. and that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's going to save you. That's going to help you out of this oppression. We are still slaves, yes, in the I.S.U.P.K. We are still in captivity under the white man. That's very true. But that's all going to change because we know something. We know that the Most High, Yahweh, we know that Yahweh Shai is real. And that there's going to come a point in time when the prophecy is going to come true. And that's when Christ comes back and establish his home, man, this earth that was given to us. And his people will be in rulership. And them heathens, they will be our slaves. All right? Go ahead and get Zephaniah 11:5 real quick.
Zephaniah?
Yep, 11:5.
No, 11.
11? Yep.
Zephaniah.
Oh, Zechariah. Zechariah. All right. Don't sweat it. Zechariah 11:5. All right. Go ahead and read that.
Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. That's the white man. Back to his morality. He has none. He has no compassion. These are the people who kill you in cold blood and walk away home free and kiss their kids and wife in the mouth. How's your day? Oh, it's fine. I just killed me a couple of niggas, you know. I'm on paid leave. Let's go to Hawaii for a weekend. I'll let your school know that you're off, you know, just for a little vacation. They will understand because I paid for your school, your private schooling. Don't worry about it. I'll just throw in a couple of extra $1,000 and they won't mention anything about it to the government. All right? Let's go ahead and spend this money that I've earned in cold blood. Let's do that. Keep going.
And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not.
So let's touch on our own shepherds, then let's pick it back to the last line of that. To the previous line. Their own shepherds pity them not. What is that talking about? What shepherds? Clearly, it's talking about the own kind of his people. It's talking about Israelites and Israelites. Go ahead.
Talking about the Christian church.
There you go. That's a great example. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you seen that in Texas. You seen that homeless woman that was outside of that church.
Okay.
And, Officer Captain DeBar Mouth was saying that the Christians were going in and out the churches, walking right past the sister, not even. You know what I'm saying?
And so, what is that a great example of in the Bible?
Well,
y'all know the story about the rich man, the rich man, and the homeless man.
Yeah.
Who would be Yahweh Shai's kin? You know his name?
No, but you talking about the one that was sitting outside the rich man's gate?
And that's Lazarus.
Well, okay.
Lazarus, Luke 16 and 21.
Story of Lazarus.
There you go, Actually, Luke 16 and 19 through 22. All right? That's the story of the rich man and Lazarus, the homeless man. See what I'm saying? That's a perfect example of that. And that's sad. And because of that, the Lord showed favor over Lazarus. That sick, homeless sister, that sick, homeless man. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. And these Christians just walk by with their open homes, 5-bedroom house, when they only got 2 kids. What's going to happen to the other room? Damn, can't open it up to the homeless? What's wrong with that? Can't open it up to a nigga? He has to be rich? He has to be on the same status as you? That's ridiculous, man. Our own shepherds pity us not. They show no compassion. They are as cold as the white man. Once again, John 8:44. Ye are your fathers, the devil. And the lust of them you would do. These shepherds, these people who do not speak against the evil of black people, your Christians and some of your entertainers. See what I'm saying? These are the people that do not show any love to you. because they are the compelled. That's the ones that are have Stockholm syndrome when it comes to the white man. They love them, but they don't love you. And watch out for that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's happening every goddamn day. These coons, so to speak. All right? Go ahead and get Proverbs 29 and 2.
Come on.
All right? From back then to now, slavery has not changed. If it has, please tell me, and I will tell you otherwise. And I will show you otherwise. I will show you the truth. And I will show you where you're wrong at. I will show you in the Bible what the Most High has proved to be the truth, how slavery has not changed. But it will. Oh, yes, it will. The white man will be the tail, and we will be the head. And it will stay like that forever when Yahushua comes back. And I.S.U.P.K, we are working a 9 to 5 overtime to get our people back to the law of the Most High, to get back to the one and only real God that shows his face every goddamn day, which is Yahweh. Why Yahushua, man? And we will reign again and forever. I don't mind using my lifetime to do so if we're only in this shit for a small time, and we're living in Revelations too, man. I'm doing whatever I can. I don't care if I'm 100 years old still doing this. Until I die and wake up and realize that we are no longer in hell, but we are living in a condition of heaven, it will all be worth it, man. And you know, give a hand to the brothers and sisters who put in that work, man. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a great reward at the end. Go ahead.
10 minutes.
No sweat the water. There is a great reward that comes with enduring to the end. It's hard. It's tough as hell in the slavery. You damn right it is. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a little drink to ease the little pain and suffering that we go through. Just don't allow it to comfort your sorrows, man. Don't allow it to the demon to take you. See what I'm saying? Don't be filled in that goddamn bottle, man. Don't be a drunkard. Don't be an alcoholic. Don't abuse other things to, afflict yourself with. Don't do it. See what I'm saying? Be smarter, be wiser than that. And teach brothers and sisters to do so we can get ourselves together. We have to fix them. All right? Go ahead and get that out.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Read that one more time.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. I mean, man, imagine a life where black people are running the earth. That's going to be amazing because it's going to be in order, not in ignorance. It's going to be in order, and it's going to be right. The white man, when you read Isaiah, the 47th chapter, I believe it is, it tells you how the white man was supposed to reign over us for a time. And he had rules to how to reign over us. But he did not listen to that. Because of that, his punishment is going to be very, very harsh. And like Revelation say, he has filled his cup, and her sins have reached heaven. And the Most High sees all this. And their punishment is going to be double unto double. Their punishment is going to be worse than what we got. You see what I'm saying? And I can't wait to see that. If I'm alive. Lord allow I'm alive to see that. You see what I'm saying? Their punishment is going to be a lot worse than what has happened to us, because they did not abide by the rules that they were set to have. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I can't wait. I can't wait to bash their goddamn heads against the stone. It's a temptation not to do it now, but we have orders. and we have to serve, and we have to serve the Most High and listen to His orders, man. All right? Go ahead and read that one more time.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority and all the righteousness and all the order, they are rejoicing. The people are rejoicing. Man, do y'all know, man, it's even in the Bible. When Yahweh reigns, even the heathens will rejoice. I'm talking about the ones that are oppressed by the white man. These people will rejoice because they don't have to suffer either in some type of way. You see what I'm saying? And these are the same people who will keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The Most High is going to make them keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They have no damn choice. There's no more heathen customs and traditions. There's no more smoking your weed as an East Indian, rocking the dreads. There's no more, sucking the foreskin off of damn babies, discussing that as white Jewish people. You see what I'm saying? There's no more of none of that. Eating monkey, turtle soup. You see what I'm saying? These are real things. These are real things that these heathens are doing. You see what I'm saying? There's no more of that. It's going to be serving the Lord, serving the Most High. Nothing else. If you refuse to do so, your head will be off your goddamn body. All right? And another thing I want to say too about when black people reign over this earth, for all you disgusting bastards out there is no raping the heathens. That's nowhere in the Bible. Get that sick, disgusting mentality out of your mind. You disgusting beast. All right? You see what I'm saying? There's nothing of that going on. Like I heard this from a fake Israelite group, man. We're gonna go ahead and rape the white woman and rape the Africans like they did to us. What? How is that something righteous? I mean, are you sure the Most High would allow something like that? Disgusting. Disgusting. You are sick. You are very sick. Yeah, cocky bomb. Go ahead.
Don't forget about next question.
God, no sweat. All right. Like that's disgusting. We are not gonna touch, nowhere near go to these heathens, man, and rape or molest them and have them as wives. You're gonna have to show me that in the Bible. All right. All right. Go. Keep going on that.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
And that's Black, Hispanic, Native American people today. We are in a state of mourning, crying, suffering. We don't know who to turn to. We don't know who to call up on the phone. Ask questions, man. We don't have no one to answer our questions. Why is this happening? Why do I have to live like this? What can I possibly do to end this? Please tell me and help me. King Solomon said, man, we don't have no comforter for those who cry and mourn. But in the I.S.U.P.K, we have somebody. If you are a brother and sister who has went through nothing but hell, who has been molested, raped, who has been off of drugs, man, who has been abused in all types of ways, if you are that person who has hit your very low state in life and who is ready to say, man, I'm tired of this, man, the I.S.U.P.K is the best place for you, man. We will help you. We will counsel you. We will get you back in the shape of a real man and woman so you can get back to serving the Lord. We will help you with that, man. ISUPK.com. Whatever state or location you are at, you make sure you call that number. And don't hesitate. If you want to fix your life, this is your chance. This is not just some type of video that you just watch and be like, oh man, these niggas ain't talking about nothing. Now I'm finna go back and just, get high. I'm gonna go swing on that pole a few more times, man, because these niggas can't help me. I got rent due tomorrow. Nobody can help raise my children who are undisciplined, getting suspended, who are on their way to jail in about the next few years with the crimes that they are going to commit if nobody is there to help them the right way. So, with that being said, I was able to get all the scriptures, man. It's a lot for all my talking, just something that needs to be done. All the scriptures I did not touch on, but I'm gonna just speak them out. Deuteronomy 28 and 48, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 16, Zechariah 11 and 5, Ecclesiastes 4 and 1, 1 Maccabees 1 and 11, and Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras 6 and 57, and Apocrypha also, Proverbs 29 and 2, all right? And, you know, as the time goes, I'm going to get into a lot of other, you know, different types of slavery, so you get a lot more, all right? If you need to get those scriptures again, rewind this back, watch it all over again, and get that, all right? So, you got a question out? And that's the topic, all right? Slavery. To show how back then from now nothing has changed and what we need to do to change our slavery and our condition. All right, you got something you want to say, Al?
Yeah, I just had, my question was, when I was reading Obadiah, it was mentioning, when it was talking about the house of Jacob,
Right.
and then when it mentioned the house of Joseph, I wanted to know what the difference of what would be the house of Joseph when
It's no difference. Just how we say our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, like in Apocrypha, you see also know is mentioned the house of David, the house of like when you get into the breakdown of the so-called Star of David or the Shield of David, you know, so to say. It's one scripture in Luke that will say the house of this, the house of that brother, the house of that brother. It's no different. We are all the same. We are all the same. The house of Jacob, the house of Joseph is the same because of the lineage, the seed. That's all. It's really nothing more than that.
Okay. Just one more question, super quick, because I wasn't sure what really ended up happening with the tribe for Dan.
Okay. That's what you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just give you a very short answer. So what happened to the tribe of Dan is it came a point in time where they lost so many men to the point where they wasn't able to be called a whole tribe again. So what happened was they end up, you know, the rest of the tribe of Dan end up going into the tribe of Manasseh, I believe that is. And so they scattered and went into the tribe of Manasseh because there wasn't thousands of them. It was a small number of them. So they couldn't be called a nation. To be called a nation, you need people, right? There needs to be a set amount of people. I'm not talking about a specific number, but they were so small. It's like you look like individuals over there. You're not a nation. You're not a tribe. So they had to, you know, go in and fit in, you know, to the empty spots of, you know, Manasseh, the tribe of Manasseh. I believe that's correct, all right? But if you want a longer history of that, then I can get that for you next week, all right?
Okay.
All right, but that's just a short answer. All right, you got any more questions?
No.
Come, no sweat, all right? So with that being said, this is I.S.U.P.K. Historical Truths Revealed. As you just seen, it was revealed that slavery is not what the damn, you know, school system has told you, what your parents ignorantly really told you, all right? You know what I mean? This is the real truth, and these are the lies that have been exposed with slavery, and what is the impact and effect that it has had on Black, Hispanic, and Native American people, all right? So with that being said, join us next Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30, to bring out another topic on history, all right? With that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah Barakathon to all my brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alathon Bashim Al-Shah to all my sisters, I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis on all media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, and there will actually be a lot more coming out, so stay in tune. Shalom, Israel. All right.